Hey everybody, I'm just doing a bit of an update tonight. I did do a couple of displays there in the beginning, but I'm just wanting to just kind of talk about a little bit about what I've been doing and what I'm about to do. And it is a Saturday night, and I'm having a little bit of grappa. Very clear, so you really can't tell. That could be water, but I could just be saying that, but that is grappa. And very much an acquired taste, but something I have had over the years and have developed a little bit of a taste for. And so I've got some printing going on in the background. I'm not really hobbying tonight. I'm planning on doing some hobbying tomorrow. I'm kind of, it's Saturday and I've been busy around the house and all day fixing things. I've got a little bit of an old house and I've had 4 things break within a week. And so I've been rewiring light switches and fixing the inside of toilet tanks and fixing shower faucet diverters, you kind of name it, and a drawer for one of my daughters, putting a drawer back together and gluing, you know, a particle board thing and fixing it so it can be usable again. So yeah, so after all of that and also doing a little bit of weeding, I'm just having a night of getting some mojo back. I'm listening to some Kenny Loggins, Essential Kenny Loggins, and having some grappa, doing some printing, showing you guys some of the stuff that I've done and that I'm about to do. So I have the Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, which you've just seen. I won't spend too much time showing this because you guys have I've just shown it, but I'm pleased. I really love painting the Marvel stuff and just doing a bit of comic style because that's new for me. New as in within the last couple of years I've been pursuing trying to paint differently for comic book characters, and I've enjoyed that. Some of these were part of our challenge that we talked about for the Musty show. As you guys know, we are on summer break now, so it's time that I start doing some videos because I don't have any other videos to do right now. Usually I rely on the Musty show to put something on my channel lately. And I've got some Chaos Trolls. Yes, these are bad trolls. Not just trolls that are bad, but really bad trolls. Really enjoyed painting these guys. I didn't actually pose these guys. They came to me already assembled, and I just left them that way. I almost wondered whether this guy should have his head up a little more, because you don't really see those nasty teeth he has from the side. But in any case, I think they still came out pretty good. This one in particular has a lot of Nurgle stuff going on, like, you know, mutations coming out of him. But these will be fun to include in my Beastmen army. So those are done. Now for next up, I have lots of stuff I want to do, which is like all of us. We have way too many things that we want to do. I have sort of a potpourri of things in front of me that are started or going to be started. These are just simply Marines that I'm going to be making more bases for the Apocalypse that I'm going to be doing, and so I will be doing those. But as far as next things up, I did start priming Ant-Man and Wasp for the Marvel. And they come with 2 miniature characters. Now, the Wasp has wings that I'm going to be airbrushing, kind of like a purple and blue, to give like an iridescent look. But this is the Wasp. Looks like this is just a piece of metal coming out of the ground, and this is her small form just flying there. And then Ant-Man is running along a piece of rubble when he's in his miniature form. Little miniature form. And for the big miniature forms, this is another Ant-Man. It's a kind of a cool sculpt. These were really nice to assemble, except for the Wasp on the stand. I found I actually cut a piece that was supposed to insert into the stand, in which case I had to figure out how to get her on there really stable. But yeah, so these will be coming up soon, but I don't think I'm going to do them just next. I think that might be the next thing after that I do. But relatively soon. Because as you can see in front of you, I'm not really doing large units right now, so I can get to things kind of quickly as long as I actually do something after work and don't just sit on the couch. Now, what I'd like to do next is I didn't really show them up close because I couldn't on the Musty show, but I have this old metal Bob Ollie giant. And I really like this miniature. These miniatures are valuable to me. They're really old miniatures. But I think rather than work on the bust first with oils like I was mentioning on the Musty show, I'm going to work on him. And so I'm going to paint him up with oils, and I think I'm going to start tomorrow. That's my goal. So this is the next thing I'm going to do, is I'm going to do an experiment of painting this miniature with oils. Now, should he work out well, then as a project that I will work with, because I know oils can take a little bit of time to dry, I don't know that I'll just paint him straight through, but I think what I'll do is the moment I finish that miniature, I will start working on this bust and see how that goes. So I'm looking forward to that. And then once I'm finished with him, and as I'm kind of starting to dabble this, I'll start my Marvel stuff that I just talked about. Then other things that I'd like to do, I do want to start the last 5 of my Nurgle Beastmen that I collected, of the individual 30 models. Half or 15 are Nurgle and 15 are Tzeentch for Warhammer. There's one in here that's very special to me, and it's not because of any other reason in that he was the last one I got to complete the collection. It took me a very long time to find him. I have seen him once since then. I almost toyed with getting him a second time just for spite because he was so hard to find the first time. But these aren't cheap, so I didn't take it on eBay and was shipping and things. But this one in particular has a bit of a, because they're rotting and things, he has a bit of a, let's see if I can show it here. He has one eye that's got like a tentacle coming out of it, and then the other eye is normal. That's kind of cool. I never noticed that when first getting him, but you know, because I was looking at eBay for literally 2 years for him straight, almost on a daily basis, he's meaningful to me, and so that it's going to be fun to paint these last 5. 5 of them I painted sort of a traditional skin look for Beastman, and then painted the tentacles pink and different colors, and then 5 of them I painted more of a whitish, moldy, kind of necrotic little bit of a look. These guys, I think I'm going to mess with some greens and regular skin, like the combinations of greens and regular skin. And we'll see how that goes. And of course I'll be doing, I haven't put the shields on yet, but I will be doing shields for these guys. I need to do that before I actually prime them up. I need to put on some basing stuff and some cool shields that I can paint faces on. That's a big part of the fun of that project. So lastly, as far as the things in front of you, you will notice I don't have any Test of Honor stuff right in front of you here. I will be doing Test of Honor either at the tail end, in the tail end of this stuff, or right afterwards. But 3 things that I pulled out today that you might find interesting, and I pulled them out for 2 reasons. If you remember, when I did the testing of black gesso, it's synthetic gesso, not the stuff they pull out of rabbits, but out of their gut. But I did this Cyclops, and it's an old hammer Ralpartha, old school Cyclops. And my intention was, even though he's kind of like a 28mm model, because he's a Cyclops, he's very small for, I mean, I could see with the old 25mm miniatures, maybe he looked a little bit more formidable, but by today's standard, with scale creep and everything, he's not suitable for 28mm, probably even 25mm for that matter. But I always thought I would use him as a Cyclops for my 15mm battle systems, which would be great. And then I have another one. They make a third, I believe, in this group, but I have 2. And I'm going to gesso this guy up. And what I thought I would do is, depending on how it goes with that giant, is I'm going to paint some of the bigger character models with oils for 80 battle systems. Probably all the little guys I'm going to still use acrylics, but like this guy I'm going to try to do with oil, pending how I do with the others. Same with this guy. And then same with this guy and the other character models I have of this size. And some of you may recognize him, but he is sort of a well-known miniature and well-known within some of the early D&D modules. Like, he was called Hecatron. I'm not sure. This guy is 1979. Whoa! I've got some Kenny Loggins I was just listening to from 1979. Do you see how that all comes together? Partha, 1979. And he is such a cool looking giant. Look at him there. But again, you know, with 28mm models, doesn't really stack up. But with a 15mm model, he was meant to be a fire giant in the lore, or like in the module. You could paint him any way you want. When I actually did my first stripping of this guy, he was painted with black skin and sort of orange beard like a fire giant. And I'm going to paint him with oils as a fire giant. And I'm going to really look forward to this. And in some ways, because he's so cool, it'll be nice to have painted the Cyclopses, who are also valuable miniatures, and then the other Bob Ollie giant first before him, because I would like to do a good job on all of them, but especially on him. And so I'm going to try to keep this a bit quick. I didn't meet the guideline of trying to be under 3 minutes in order to give a shout out to Paul Beccas, but my understanding is he's a little under the weather now health-wise and could use some encouragement. And Paul, being a really valuable, upstanding member of the wargaming community, particularly on YouTube, I'd like to just wish him all the best and the health, and the best of health to Paul. For those of you have stuck around to the end of my video, and that's it. Little bit of grappa for the end of this video. And cheers, everybody. I hope you guys are having a good weekend, and talk to you later.